Hello, 6Cs and receiving students. Thank you. You may be seated. Now, class, what did we learn in our previous lesson? Who can still remember what did we learn in our previous lesson? Okay, let's have Rupa. Receiving students, I'd like you to tell your teacher, what did you learn in your previous lesson?
Time.
Okay, very good. You learned time. Now, what else do you learn about time? What were some of the things that you learned about time? Time was our lesson topic. What are some of the things that make up time? Milika. Okay, let's have Milika. Again?
Date.
Okay, very good. Date is one of the words that can describe time. Let's have another one. Minol. Receiving students, I hope you are giving your answers to your class teacher.
Seconds.
Very good. Seconds. And we also learned that time is measured in seconds. The unit for measuring time, it begins with seconds. Let's have maybe one last one. I know you have so many to tell to the class, but we'll have the last one from Irene.
Was.
Okay, very good. We have heard from our friends in the room. We have dates, hours, seconds, and the list goes on. You have completed the time fact charts that you were given to do as part of your exercise, which is here on the whiteboard. You were to complete this. So on this chart here, you will see there are those different time facts or units of time that describe the word time itself, that tells us about time, or they make up time. And these are the units of time that have been mentioned. Some have been mentioned by our friends, and some are still yet to be made a mention of, which is there on the chart. And we have the figures that we have used to complete the time facts, or the time fact charts. So these are some of the things that we need to remember when we are talking about time. When you say today is Tuesday, Tuesday is the day. The day is telling us about the time of the week. Tuesday is the second day of the week. So it is telling us about time. If you don't know the time, you won't really know where to go. If you don't know how to read time, if they say, see me at that place at 10 o'clock, they are telling you about time. If you don't know 10 o'clock is what time on your watch, you might go there about 9 o'clock because you don't really know what time is. So it is very important for us to know about time and the importance of time. So 6Cs and receiving students, different units of time tells us a lot of things that we need to learn about. Okay, we will go straight into our lesson topic for today. Here in our homes, we have certain things that we normally do. We prepare them according to time. We don't just put them there and then we let them burn or have it to cook itself. So I've got a simple question that you and I always like to prepare in our homes. How long does it take to boil a noodles? How long does it take? Receiving students, I know you've been doing that in your house. If you're so hungry, you'd like to do that. It is very fast to cook. So how long does it take to boil noodles? Okay, let's have somebody that haven't said anything at all. Let's have Ken. Okay, let's have Ken. How long do you cook your noodles in the house? 2 hours? 2 seconds? Or do you cook it for 2 days?
Two minutes.
Okay, very good. We cook our noodles for only 2 minutes. Do we know how many seconds would that be? 60s and receiving students. How many seconds would that be? 2 minutes. We already learned that 1 minute is equals to how many seconds? 1 minute is equals to how many seconds? Ubao.
One minute equals to 60 seconds.
Okay, 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds or vice versa. 60 minutes is equals to 1 minute. If I were given 2 minutes to cook a noodles, how many seconds would that be? Okay, we are thinking 60s and receiving students. Who would like to come and do the working out for us on the board? Okay, let's have our friend at the back there next to Emmanuel. Aaron? How many seconds would that be if I were to cook my noodles for 2 minutes? Okay, thank you, Harold. Can Harold explain to the class why did you multiply 60 times 2? Thank you, Harold.
60 seconds times 2 equals 120 equals to 2 minutes.
Okay, 60 times 2 is equals to 120
Seconds.
20 seconds. Why did you multiply? Why did you use 60? Or where did you get that 60 from?
Because 60 seconds equals to 1 minute.
Because 60 seconds is equals to 1 minute. Very good. That is why he had to multiply that with 2, because 2 minutes is given to boil a noodles. So for 1 minute, it's just 60 seconds. For 2 minutes, we have to multiply 2 times 60, and his answer is 120 stones, 20 minutes, or 20 seconds. Okay, very good, 20 seconds. So he has used the operation. What is the operation that he has used there? Multiply. So to convert a smaller unit or a bigger unit to a smaller unit, we multiply. So don't forget, these are some of the things or the operation that you have learned in your previous lessons. So our lesson topic for today is on time conversion. You are converting from one unit of time to another unit of time. Points to consider when trying to convert units of time. So 60s and receiving students, I'd like you to pay close attention to those 2 points. To convert bigger unit of time to smaller unit of time, you multiply. You should now know which unit of time is a smaller unit and which unit of time is a big unit. Remember, smaller units makes a bigger unit of time. To convert smaller unit of time to bigger unit of time, you divide. So I'd like you to copy those 2 points into your books. Have you finished copying those 2 points down into your exercise books? Okay, good. Let's move on to one learning activity just to help guide us in order to complete our exercise. We are to convert 3 weeks to days. Let's try to get some of the things that, or some of the figures that we are going to use. Convert 3 weeks to days. Look at your charts that you have just completed. To the receiving students, you have completed the exercise on the time fact charts. I'd like you to refer to that to get what makes a week. And then using that, you are going to convert those number of weeks into days. Can we have some numbers or some figures that will help guide us convert those 3 weeks into days? We are trying to change the number of weeks into the number of days. How many days are there in 3 weeks? Okay, let's have some figures, what you know in your mind, what you can remember from your previous lesson. Okay, let's have Ellen. Receiving students, how many days would that be in 3 weeks? I will just give a clue. How many days are there in 1 week? So using those figures there, you are going to now convert those 3 weeks into days. Okay, we are going to do a little bit of thinking here. Okay, thank you, Helen.
21 days in 3 weeks.
Okay, very good. 21 days in 3 weeks. Do we all agree? Yes. How did you get 21 days? Some students would like to know, how did you get 21 days?
I multiply 7 times 3.
Okay, C multiplied 7 times 3. 7 represents the number of days that makes up 1 week. Here we are trying to work out how many days are there in 3 weeks. So very good, Helen. This is what I am expecting 60s and receiving students should have come up with. 3 weeks times the number of days, which is 7. We are multiplying here because we are converting a bigger unit to a smaller unit. Don't forget. When you are showing your working out, this is how it should have been laid out. So you can see that 3 weeks times 7 days equals 3 times 7, leaving out the units. Then we have 21 days because we are trying to work out the number of days within that number of week. So class and receiving students, are we clear now on what to do when we are trying to convert different units of time? You either divide or multiply, making sure that the type of unit you are converting the unit of time to is either a big unit to a smaller unit. You should know now what operations to use. I have another learning activity or activity exercise that I'd like you to quickly in your group work out the answer to that. Convert 49 days to weeks. Smaller units to a bigger unit. What is the operation that you are going to use there? You are doing the opposite of the first exercise. Discuss among your group. I will give you 2 minutes, and then we are going to go through that together. If your group have finished, I'd like you to sit up straight. Okay, can we go through the answer to this exercise? Let's have Lorraine's group from the back. Thank you, Lorraine and Michaeline.
Seven days.
7 days.
Weeks.
Again?
7 weeks.
Very good. 7 weeks. Now, how did you get your 7 weeks? What did you do? I'd like you to quickly come and show your working out on the whiteboard so that the other students can see how you have come up with 7 weeks. Thank you, Michaeline. Receiving students, we will now look at what or how Michaeline have come up with the answer 7 weeks. Okay, thank you, Michaeline. Let's look at her working out on the whiteboard. 49 days divided by 7 weeks. Is this correct, 60s and receiving students? Put your hand up if your group also have 7 weeks. Oh wow, how did you get 7 weeks? How did you get 7 weeks? Or where did you get your 7 weeks from?
$49 divided by 7.
Again, loud and clear.
49 divided by 7.
49 divided by 7. Michaeline, can you explain to the class where you got 7 weeks from? I thought we are looking for the number of weeks. Who would like to correct this for us? Oa. Very good. This is what I'm looking for. We are trying to use the days to come up with the number of weeks. 7 days is equals to 1 week. 49 days. How many weeks is that? So 6 is, are we clear now? We cannot use weeks here because the number of weeks here would be more than the number of days here. So we are trying to work out the number of days because we have already learned that 7 days is equals to 1 week. 49 days, how many weeks is that? C came up with the correct working out, which I agree with. 49 days divided by 7 days and not 7 weeks equals 49 divided by 7. And this is the final answer that we should have come up with. So thank you, Michaelin's group, for that working out to the second problem. So we have it there. Remember, you must also write down the unit. Are we ready now for our exercise? Good. You are to convert the times below with the units given. 300 seconds to how many minutes? 3 years to the number of months. Refer back to your time fact chart. I'd like you to show your working out also. Work as a group. You can discuss in your groups in order to complete that quickly. Okay, I will just give you a hint. 60 seconds is equals to 1 minute. That's for the first exercise. B, your hint would be 12 months is equals to 1 year. In 3 years, how many months would that be? If you have finished and you would like me to check your work, you can always put your hand up. Don't forget to show your working out. walking around, most students have finished the first one. Okay, can we go through the correction to exercise 1A? For exercise 1B, if you haven't completed, I would like you to complete that for homework. So I would like a volunteer to come up and show his or her working out to exercise 1A. Let's have a Jordan to come up and show his working out to the first problem. Thank you, Jordan. You others check through your working out. Receiving students, we are correcting exercise 1A now on the board. Okay, thank you, Jordan. Can you explain to the class why did you come up with that working out? Class, we should be listening now and looking through to see the figures that he had used. Thank you, Jordan.
60 minutes equals to 1 second. So I divided 300 by 60 seconds and I got my answer 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Jordan. Correction here. 60 seconds is equals to how many minutes? 1 minute. Not 1 second, but 1 minute, Jordan. So he has come up with his working out here. He's dividing a smaller unit or trying to convert a smaller unit to a bigger unit. So the operation that he had used is division. So 60 and receiving students, I hope we have also come up with the same working out. And don't forget, he's got the answer has 5 minutes. The unit is very important that we need to write as part of our answer. Thank you, Jordan. Let's give him 5 big claps. Together, 5 big claps. So if you have the same answer to what Jordan have come up with, well done. I'd like you to also put a small tick next to your answer. Exercise 1B, I will collect your book to check to see how you have shown your working out. To the receiving teacher, please do collect the students' book to check through their work. If you have time, you can prepare some more exercises based on the different units of time that the children need to have practice on, to convert from certain units of time to another, using those two operations, multiplying and division. We will now move on to our summary point for today, and it is based on those 2 points that we have as our main points. Quickly copy that into your exercise books. Okay, we'll now move on to our key phrase for today is on converting time. To the receiving teacher, your next lesson topic is on materials that would be needed for the lesson, clock face that can be made from cardboards, markers, worksheets, and rulers. With that, 60 and receiving students, we have come to the end of our lesson. Thank you all for your participation.